What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the RosterWatch Mock Draft Show. We are entering the really heat of the storm. The season's about to start to get going here as July starts to close and August is about to begin. The training camp schedule is coming together. The mock draft tools, the ultimate draft cheat sheet is coming together. We just got a update from Byron. He got the standard half PPR version 1.0 live on the site today. 3.2 is up to date so far for the PPR version, and then Superflex version 3.2 is done as well. Those are all up on the site at rosterwatch.com. Go be a pro member. Go be a premium member today. Just remember, when you get the ultimate draft cheat sheet, the 3 simple rules: mark the player off the cheat sheet, select the highest remaining player. If there's a tie, choose the player you like, and expert quality draft is guaranteed every single time. Go to rosterwatch.com today, become a pro, a premium member, and get all the cheat sheets for your type of draft as you enter down to the season. Now, again, today, if you're familiar with it, a couple weeks ago, maybe a week and a half ago, I did a draft for the PPR version, and today I'm going to be going through the Superflex version and walking you through a draft, maybe 2, using the Fantasy Pros draft simulator. As the weeks go on, this week, next week, and the following week, we're going to be doing more and more of these during the week to get you ready, to give you a visual of the players that are going to be available when you're on the clock. And if you can't catch these episodes, or maybe you only say this one, be sure to tune in on the weekends, Saturday and Sunday on SiriusXM Channel 87, the fantasy channel, with Alex, myself, the Trash Man. These sims, we run about 2 or 3 sims per show. You can call in, you can ask your questions, you can get your questions answered going into the season, so you are ready and in tip-top shape for your fantasy draft and ready to dominate. So before we get going, I'm going to pull up the screen right now. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at. This is the mock draft simulator brought to you by Fantasy Pros, and we plugged in the Superflex 3.2 right here. We have our settings. We're going to be drafting against all experts, Fantasy Pros experts, using the ADPs. These are new ADPs. These are not best ball ADPs. These are new season long. So we got Composite, Yahoo, RTS Sports, and Sleeper. We're going to do 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, a tight end, 1 flex and 1 super flex, 6 bench, 1 defense, 1 kicker. And remember, super flex is half PPR. We're going to randomize this draft slot for you, and we're going to be drafting from the 2-hole. Oh, baby. We're going to be drafting from the 2-holes. So let's get this bad boy going without further ado, and let's see what these drafts are going to look like for us going into the 2023 season. It is currently July 25th, and it's fantasy season, baby. So let's plug this in. Make sure when you're in here, click cheat sheet, check it out, make sure everything's suggested, top ranked, because that's how we want it to be. We want to be top ranked. We want to see our roster. And now the fun begins. All right, so the first player off the board was Patrick Mahomes, and by default, we are going Josh Allen, number 2, because he is the number 1 player on our Superflex board. Now, as the board comes right back around to us at the 211, we're going to be looking at A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, Justin Herbert as the second quarterback, and Garrett Wilson. Those are the top 4 players available. And when you look at the RosterWatch cheat sheet, again, the top 3 rules: mark players off the chart as they're drafted, select the highest remaining player. If there's a tie, choose the player you like. So we're looking at A.J. Brown. We're looking at Devontae Adams. We're looking at Justin Herbert. A.J. Brown is 2 spots, I should say, ahead of Devontae Adams, and Devontae Adams is tied with Justin Herbert. So we're going A.J. Brown as our wide receiver 1, starting out with Josh Allen and A.J. Brown. And now we're back here at the 3.2. In between us goes those 2 guys we just talked about, Justin Herbert and Devontae Adams. And that leaves us with Garrett Wilson or Trevor Lawrence. And both of these guys on the RosterWatch cheat sheet are side by side. So that means we get a choice here. Do we want Garrett Wilson? Do we want to have our second wide receiver in Garrett Wilson? Or do we want to have our second quarterback in Trevor Lawrence? Now, the thing I'm looking at right here is, if I was given this option at the 211, I'm likely to go wide receiver here because quarterback could fall to me at this 302 spot. But because we're at the 302 and now we're going to have to wait until the 411, which is a lot of picks and likely means a massive tear down from the likes of Lawrence all the way down to it's probably going to be Anthony Richardson. And that's going to be another couple rounds. So I'm going to go ahead and take Trevor Lawrence right here because it's tied with Garrett Wilson. I love Garrett Wilson, but I'm going to go Trevor Lawrence for this exercise. We're going to pair him with Josh Allen as our Superflex quarterback. Now, we enter into round 4 The last few picks have been Cam Akers at the 407. Quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa goes 406. 405 is Geno Smith. 408 is Aaron Rodgers. Jahmyr Gibbs, DK Metcalf. We're sitting here at 411. Aaron Jones, T. Higgins, and Miles Sanders are the best available. Aaron Jones and T. Higgins are equal in the Roster Watch Ultimate Draft cheat sheet for the Superflex edition. And we don't have a running back yet, so let's go ahead and let's snag Aaron Jones because that is the top guy on the board right now. Next up at the 402, we just had T. Higgins and J.K. Dobbins go between us at the 412 and the 501. And that leaves Miles Sanders and Amari Cooper right here, who are also equal on the draft cheat sheet. So this really gives us an option. Do we want to get that second running back in Miles Sanders in Carolina or the second receiver in Amari Cooper in Cleveland? Personally, I'm going with the wide receiver, Amari Cooper here, because I think Amari Cooper with Deshaun Watson is a very undervalued combo right now in the fantasy space. He's getting ignored. The Deshaun Watson thing is getting drug out. The media is hating on him. And Amari Cooper, whether you like it or not, he's still 24 years old. And I think he's going to be just fine this year, and he's going to lead this team in targets. It's not even going to be close. Elijah Moore is going to be a great complement to allow Cooper to continue to give us wide receiver low end, wide receiver 1 high end, wide receiver 2 numbers in 2023. So that starts us out with Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Aaron Jones, A.J. Brown, Amari Cooper. Now let's see what else we can get to fill out this roster. We still need a running back, a flex, a tight end, and then we have, of course, our 6 bench spots. Now, entering round 6, Rachaad White just went off the board. Matthew Stafford, Dalvin Cook, Jerry Jeudy at the 607. We're sitting here at the 611 with DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Watson, David Montgomery, and James Conner. So we're going to go ahead and take DeAndre Hopkins here because he's the highest ranked player on the board. Again, DeAndre Hopkins of the Tennessee Titans. Now, George Kittle goes at the 612 and DJ Moore at the 701. We're on the board back here at the 702 with Christian Watson as our highest rated wide receiver and David Montgomery as the next rated running back. Christian Watson's the number 1 guy on the board. We love Christian Watson. Loved him out the Senior Bowl. We love him in Green Bay, and we trust that Jordan Love is going to be able to get him the football in 2023. So we're going to go Christian Watson here. Give us our wide receiver 4 and our first bench player. All the way down to the 811, it's asking us now to take our third quarterback. Jordan Love right here is equal to Jordan Addison and Antonio Gibson on the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet. So that gives us an option. Who do we want? Do we want to get our running back 2 and Antonio Gibson? Do we want to get our wide receiver 5 and Jordan Addison? Or do we get our quarterback 3 in Jordan Love and get that stack with Christian Watson? This is a tough one for me because I don't love Antonio Gibson as the RB2 there. But I also don't. This is a tough one. For the sake of only having one running back, I'm going to go Antonio Gibson here. And then we're going to come right back at the 902, and I don't really have an option here. I'm going to get that third quarterback. I'm going to get Jordan Love because I like that stack to sit on our bench. And then, of course, we're going to come right back around to the 10-11, and they're going to give us Jackson Smith and Jigba. Thank you very much. Instead of Jordan Addison, that's a great post-requisite, I guess you'd say, to Jordan. Missing out on Jordan Addison is getting Jackson Smith and Jigba. I'll take it. All right, so that gives us a roster so far of Josh Allen at quarterback, Aaron Jones, Antonio Gibson at running back, A.J. Brown and Amari Cooper at wide receiver, flex DeAndre Hopkins, super flex Trevor Lawrence, Christian Watson, Jackson Smith and Jigba at wide receiver on the bench, and Jordan Love as that QB3. Now, Elijah Moore is also here right now. Bryce Young, Kyle Pitts, Elijah Moore. You get to this point in the draft where you go, okay, cool. I have 5 wide receivers. I feel pretty good about that right now. I have my third quarterback. I don't need Bryce Young. We can axe him out. So really what this comes down to is Elijah Moore or Kyle Pitts. And right now, Elijah Moore is one space ahead of Kyle Pitts. But when you're in these drafts and you're this far down and you realize, okay, I don't have a tight end, and Kyle Pitts falls to you in round 11, you're taking Kyle Pitts. So we're taking Kyle Pitts right here, even though it is half PPR. We're taking Kyle Pitts. We need that tight end, and I love the value here. We need a defense, and we have 3 more bench spots, but our starting roster is all but set. Now, 3 more bench spots. We have 3 quarterbacks. Let's go Zay Jones here in round 12. That's 12.11. Deontay Foreman goes 12-12, and the Philadelphia defense goes 13-0-1. Now, backup tight end. Again, we're going to skip on these quarterbacks because we already have our third quarterback. Skip on these quarterbacks. We're going to take Evan Ingram as our second tight end. There you go. Right there. And then we have one more bench spot available, as well as a defense and a kicker. So with that last one, since we have no running backs on the bench, we're going to take Tyja Spears right here. And then we're going to auto draft the rest of the way because we don't have a defense kicker. And that's going to be the draft. We got a 77 from the consensus, and Fantasy Pros experts give us a 86, 82, 79, 75. They don't love it. And I like it. I like it outside of the running backs. The running backs did get a little slight on us on this one. We're going to run another one right now, and we're going to see what happens. We got Josh Allen, Aaron Jones, Antonio Gibson, A.J. Brown, Amari Cooper, Kyle Pitts, DeAndre Hopkins, Trevor Lawrence, the Dallas defense, Young Hoku, Christian Watson, Jordan Love, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Zay Jones, Evan Ingram, and Tyja Spears. Let's run this one again. And go right back to the second spot. We'll go 6 bench right here, super flex. Make sure everything's lined up again the same. Switch into, all right, super flex. Going from the 102 again. Let's run this bad boy. Again, if you got any questions and you're on the YouTube chat, appreciate you. Drop a comment. And remember, we'll be doing these live on Saturday and Sunday during the SiriusXM Channel 87 show, 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern with Roster Watch. All right, this time around, Josh Allen goes number 1. So we're going to go ahead and take, let's see here, top-ranked players. We're going to go ahead and take, we're going to go ahead and take Christian Watt. Let's go Christian McCaffrey here. It's Christian McCaffrey, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Hurts are all tied on the same tier, so it gives us an option here. We're going to take Christian McCaffrey for this exercise. Getting my Christians mixed up here. Now we're back around to the 211, and it's saying Tony Pollard or CeeDee Lamb, again, giving us the option. Do you want to go running back with Christian McCaffrey, Tony Pollard, or do you want to go running back receiver with CeeDee Lamb? I'm going to go CeeDee Lamb here. They're on the same tier, but I want to get that wide receiver, that PPR guy, even though this is half PPR, because of this. I thought that Pollard would fall. Pollard falls. We're going to get them both, even though they're both in Dallas. Let's do it. Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, Christian McCaffrey to start out. Rounds 1, 2, 3. And we're back on the board at the 411 here. Joe Mixon, Miles Sanders, Amari Cooper, and Aaron Rodgers. Again, this is super flex. Aaron Rodgers is right there. He's peeping his head. We need to get ourselves a quarterback here. But again, Joe Mixon's top on the board. Gives us that flex spot. We're going to take Joe Mixon. And then right back around to the 502 gives us Amari Cooper or Aaron Rodgers. We'll take Aaron Rodgers here. All right, 611, we're on the board. The last 4 picks, Russell Wilson, Chris Godwin, Drake London, Rashad White. We're on the board here at the 611. We're going to pick again in 2 picks. And for this one, they're telling us Christian Watson's number 1 on the board right now. So we're going to go ahead and take Christian Watson as that wide receiver 2. And then at the 702, it's saying David Montgomery, Jerry Jeudy, James Conner, Javonte Williams, Christian Kirk. What else do we have at quarterback? Just want to make sure we're not too steep at quarterback right now. All right, looks like we're going to hold out on quarterback for now. And the best player available is David Montgomery. Just want to double check this. He is 2 spots ahead of James Conner, and he's 1 spot ahead of Jerry Jeudy. So let's take David Montgomery here. God, I kind of want to take Jerry Jeudy. Because of this build, I'm going to go ahead and take Jerry Jeudy here. All right, so it gives us 3 receivers, CeeDee Lamb, Christian Watson, Jerry Jeudy, 3 running backs, Christian McCaffrey, Tony Pollard, Joe Mixon, and then Aaron Rodgers at the quarterback position. And then we come right back around to the 811, and the 811 has Mike Evans, Jordan Addison, Jackson Smith-Njigba, and Brandon Cooks. Mike Evans is the top on this, so that gives us our 4th wide receiver. And we're going to come right back around to the 902 and see what's left at quarterback. It's Kyler Murray, Kenny Pickett. We're going to need to get 2 of these guys. We're going to trust the ultimate draft cheat sheet that's going to come right back around to us in the next couple of rounds. We're going to take Jordan Addison here because he's the top player available. And hopefully we're done at wide receiver right there. Now we're looking at, we have 3 running backs. So that gives us Dallas Goedert falls to us in round 10.11. Elijah Moore's top on the board. Devon Achane's next, and then Dallas Goedert is right there. But again, like we talked about before with Kyle Pitts, we're sitting here around 10/11, and Dallas Goedert is right there on the board, and we currently have Dallas Goedert 1 spot behind Kyle Pitts. So I think we roll with rwnation because he's higher. He's one spot, or he's equal to Dallas Goedert on the cheat sheet. Let's go rwnation, get our fourth running back. And Goddard falls to us at the 11:02. Perfect. All right. We come back around to the 12.11. And now it's time to hit on a couple of these quarterbacks. We have Brock Purdy as the best available quarterback, along with CJ Stroud. So we'll take Purdy right now. We currently have him higher than CJ Stroud in the cheat sheet. And Stroud comes right back around to the 13:02. That gives us our three quarterbacks: Aaron Rodgers, Brock Purdy, CJ Stroud. We have our four running backs: Tony Pollard, Christian McCaffrey, rwnation, and Joe Mixon. Four receivers in CeeDee Lamb, Christian Watson, Jerry Jeudy, Mike Evans, and then we got our fifth in Jordan Addison. And right now, the last bench spot we're going to take that fourth quarterback in Sam Howell. We can take that sixth receiver in Van Jefferson, or we can take a fifth in running back in Tyjae Spears. I think for this build, we lean into the Tyjae Spears right there with the last pick, and then auto draft this one out. Again, this one's not going to be as strong at quarterback as it was last time, but we get a 97 out of 100 per the consensus. And let's see what Fantasy Pros thinks. 97, 97, 96, 93. This build, SuperFlex Draft, Aaron Rodgers, Christian McCaffrey, Tony Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, Christian Watson, Dallas Goedert, Joe Mixon, Jerry Jeudy, the Dallas defense, Jason Sanders, Mike Evans from Tampa, Jordan Addison, rwnation, Brock Purdy, CJ Stroud, and Tyjae Spears from the Tennessee Football Titans, not Oilers. If you want to run one more, I'm going to run one more because we're going to go from a different spot. That was a great draft. Let's randomize this bad boy back up. And it gave us, let's not do one because we just did two. How about let's do a 9-spotter here. 2023 half PPR snake. We have one quarterback, two running back, two wide receivers, one tight end. We're going to do one flex, one super flex, 6 bench defense and kicker. We are not going to do best ball ADPs. And we're going to use the latest super flex. Again, the super flex ultimate draft cheat sheet up at rosterwatch.com. Also, the half PPR standard is up as well, 1.0. Thanks to Byron Lambert. You can go check that out right now. But we're about to run on our third sim right here from the 9-hole on Fantasy Pros. Start the draft. All right. 9-hole it is. Let's see what we can build with this team right here. Superflex, remember, Superflex draft right here. We'll go roster, and then we'll build by our top-ranked players. The first couple picks, as you can see on the right side here, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Jefferson, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Christian McCaffrey, Austin Eckler, and Jonathan Taylor. And that gives us Jamar Chase at the 109. We'll take Jamar Chase right here. We're going to come right back around, and we're going to be back on the clock here at the 204. Bijan Robinson almost makes it back around. He goes at 203. Burrow is 2-1. Herbert is 202. And we're left with the newly signed Saquon Barkley or Tyreek Hill right here at the 204. We already have a wide receiver, and running back is the highest player on the board. Let's go with Saquon. Fresh contract. He's going to be playing football in 2023. He's got an incentive in his contract to hit 1,300 yards rushing. We'll see if he can hit that. We want him on our team. Back on the clock at the 309. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jalen Waddle are the top two guys. And Amon-Ra St. Brown, all I'm seeing today in the last couple of days is him catching balls. I think they had 10 plays. I saw the tweet, 10 plays inside the red zone, and 6 of those 10 plays were touchdowns to Amon-Ra St. Brown. He also is the only player on the field after practice right now catching balls in the jugs machine. It just feels like he's that dude that's going to take that next step, and he's going to be Mr. Consistency for the next 3 or 4 years. Kind of like, you don't really ever see guys like Mike Evans go for 1,000 year after year after year, Antonio Brown be a top 5 wide receiver year after year after year. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, I don't know, he just kind of seems like he's going to be that guy. Situation feels right in Detroit. They didn't add a superior number 1 or number 2 at the wide receiver position. They got Jahmyr Gibbs, which I think is going to be just enough to hold off the defenses to Amon-Ra. I'm excited for Amon-Ra. Let's take him right here at the 309, top available player on the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet. Again, this is super flex. We're sitting at the 404 with no quarterbacks. Joe Mixon is the best available running back. Devonta Smith and Tua. So this gives us an option here. Where do you want to go? Because all three are equal on the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet. Superflex Edition. You can show you the screen right here. Share this tab. And you can see right here that all three of these guys, if I can scroll down a little bit, Joe Mixon, Devonta Smith, Tua Tagovailoa, are equal in the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet. That means you get an option. Where do you want to go? Do you want to go quarterback? Do you want to go running back? Do you want to go receiver? This current build has Saquon Barkley, Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Let's get that running back. I'm going to go Joe Mixon. He's to the top of the charts right now. He also looks like he's going to be playing in 2023, and that offense is spicy. And that brings us to the 509, and you don't got to twist my arm. Anthony Richardson, top available, top-ranked player on the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet at RosterWatch.com. Anthony Richardson, come on down. This roster is geeked out right now. Anthony Richardson, Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, and Amon-Ra St. Brown, the best available player now as we go into 6.04 after Chris Godwin comes up the board at 6.3. Darren Waller at 6.02 is DeAndre Hopkins, followed by Christian Watson. We're going to take DeAndre Hopkins right here. Goff is also an option. Goff is equal. Okay, I'm not going to go DeAndre Hopkins. I'm going to go Jared Goff because it's super flex, and there's a little bit of volatility in there with Anthony Richardson, and there's a stack with Jared Goff. Again, DeAndre Hopkins and Jared Goff are equal in the super flex Ultimate Draft cheat sheet, so we're going to go ahead and take Jared Goff and stack him with Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now we're back around at the 709. Christian Watson's on the board. David Montgomery's on the board. Let's go ahead and take Christian Watson. 804, we're back up. Javonte Williams is available. And Javonte Williams is the number one player available on the board. And he's going to be our first bench player if we so choose. Mike Evans is also there, and Michael Pittman. But again, you follow the three simple rules at Roster Watch. Mark players off the chart as they're drafted. Select the highest remaining player. And if there's a tie, choose that player. There's no tie. It's Javonte Williams, clear cut above Mike Evans. So let's take Javonte. So now we have Saquon, Joe Mixon, and Javonte in the running back position. And it comes right back around to us at the 909. And it's saying Jordan Love is the top player available, as well as Antonio Gibson and Jackson Smith and Jigba. We have two quarterbacks. We have a stack with Jared Goff and Amon-Ra St. Brown. We have Anthony Richardson naked. Again, Konami guy, but there's some volatility there. It's telling us to take a quarterback or Antonio Gibson. I'm going to go ahead and take that quarterback in Jordan Love and give us a little more safety at the quarterback position and add our third and final quarterback to the roster. And Antonio Gibson makes it all the way back around to the 1004, and we're going to snag him right here and have our fourth running back. We fall to the 1109. We have our third quarterback, so we can ignore Kyler Murray. We can ignore Bryce Young. Dallas Goedert falls, and he is our tight end number one here in round 11, pick 9. 1204 comes back around, and Kendre Miller is our man. He's here. He falls. That gives us another running back. So now we have Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, Javonte, Antonio Gibson, Kendre Miller. I think we're good at running back. At wide receiver, we have Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Christian Watson. We could use a couple more wide receivers. And there goes Zay Jones falling right into our lap here at the, the 13-9. And now at the 14-4, Van Jefferson falls right into our hands. And we'll auto draft the defense and the kicker. And that is the draft. A-91 for the consensus grade. Fantasy Pros, Pat Fitzmaurice likes it, 96 out of 100. Andrew Erickson, 91 out of 100. And Derek Brown, 91 out of 100. And Joe Pisapia did not love it as much with an 86 out of 100. This roster is kind of dirty, I would say. Anthony Richardson at quarterback. Our super flex quarterback is Jared Goff, with the backup being Jordan Love. Running back, Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon. Backups being Javonte Williams, Antonio Gibson, and Kendre Miller, who has now been cleared to practice for the New Orleans Saints. Wide receiver, Jamar Chase, Amon-Ra St. Brown. Oh, baby. Christian Watson in the flex. And then we have Zay Jones and Van Jefferson as well on the bench. Again, Van Jefferson has a clear-cut route to that number 2 wide receiver role in L.A., and Zay Jones is making more money than Calvin Ridley, guaranteed in 2023. And at tight end, we have Dallas Goedert. That is the roster using the RosterWatch.com Ultimate Draft Cheat Sheet Superflex Edition. You can go check that out at RosterWatch.com today. Become a pro, become a premium member, and all your wildest dreams will come true here at Roster Watch. Be sure to tune in and tap in on the weekend, Saturday and Sunday right now, 3 to 5 Eastern time, Sirius XM channel 87. And tune in every single day back here at the RosterWatch YouTube channel for more mocks, more dynasty coverage, more movers, more shakers and values from Trashman, and more RosterWatch podcast from your boy, Alex Dunlap. I'm Cody Carpentier. You can find me on Twitter at Carpentier NFL. Until next time, deuces.